Hi, this is Mr. Capert. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create the feet for your figurine, or at least a way to do it. You can come up with your own way if you want to. So I'm going to do a new part. I got to start with a 2D sketch. I'm going to put it on this plane. Doesn't really matter. And then what I'm going to do is trace out, let's see, a rudimentary foot. I might actually just do a rectangle even. That might be easiest. So you guys need to put the right dimensions in. I'm not going to do that for you. You need to figure out how long their foot is, and then what I would do is find the how tall a typical shoe is, because they're all going to have very similar shoes as each other. So make sure you get their shoe size. That's something that you might not have had already. You can use this tool called a fillet to round their toe. You just want to click on the two lines that you want to round. You can change how much you want to round that to make it more realistic, or however you want to do it. So I could do 1 inch. I could go back and change it. Oh, I don't know why I didn't change. I can change it here though. And that would be way too much. It messed up the whole thing. So decide how much you want to round it by. You might want to round this side as well, round the back side. You can add features to this. For instance, you could make it look something like this, and then you could trim these. It's up to you. Will it fit together as well? Probably not if you do this, actually. So you can shape it however you want. I'm going to finish the sketch. I would make your guys' more realistic than this. I'm not going to give you as many points if you do it this way. Figure out how wide their foot is. You can change that here. And notice this is not very realistic at all. What you guys can do too is add shoelaces to the top, or whatever pattern that you want to. For instance, you could do rectangles like this. And finish that sketch. And then what you could do is extrude these up and make sure you press what you want to extrude. And obviously you'd want to barely extrude these. Something like that, possibly. And then another thing that you definitely need though is that hole that goes down through for your string. Figure out what you want that diameter to be, draw it on here, and then you can center it by using this dimensional tool. So you can center this way, and then decide how far in from the back of the shoe you want it to be. Again, use your own numbers. I have no clue if these are even close to being right. And you can do extrude. Pick what you want to extrude, and then what you want to do though is do a cut. And then if it doesn't go all the way through, just pull on this arrow and it'll go all the way through. Hit the check mark. Another thing you could do at this point is do a fillet again and do all these corners and change this to whatever you want it to be. If you go too big, the whole thing will get crazy looking. So you know if you made the roundness too great if it starts looking nutso. You might want to do something like that. The bottom, maybe you want to do less. If you want to go back and change this, I actually don't like that. I would do probably a lot less on the bottom. So you could do these two like this, and then you could hit OK or hit that. And then the bottom of the shoe, maybe you don't round at all. And maybe the back you round slightly less. So you could change this to 0.05, for instance, and do that. I don't know if I would do that actually. And then at this point, you still could add more features to this. It's up to you guys. This is way too tall, probably. Let me know if you have any other questions.